Shalom, this is Yachna, and for tonight's Shabbat meal idea, we're going Tex-Mex with a vegan enchilada casserole along with a beverage I invented called Mexican lemonade. So let's go ahead and get started. First, you will need 1 pack of enchilada seasoning. Now you can buy this in a jar, but I prefer to buy it this way because it doesn't have MSG in it. And I bought this from Whole Foods. And what you do is you take the powder out. It's a red powder, just like chili, and you add about 1 cup of water with some oil. You just boil it a little bit, and that's how you get the sauce. Next, you will also need 2 cans of refried beans. Now, as you can see, this is 3 cans because I have extra mouths to feed this Shabbat. You will also need 1 pack or 2 packs of corn or flour tortillas, your choice, and depending on how many people you're feeding. 2 packs of Boca crumbles. These are vegetarian and they are a substitute to ground beef. You will also need 2 packs of your favorite taco seasoning. Try to avoid the maltodextrin that usually comes in different type of seasonings, and try to go as natural as possible if you want to keep the dish healthy. 1/2 cup of seasoning blend. Now, if you cannot find this in your frozen section at your grocery store, you can always just chop up a little onion, some bell pepper, let's see, some parsley, and some garlic, along with some red pepper. You will also need a pack of the Daiya vegan cheese, my favorite cheese, of course. And you will need 1 1/2 cup of chopped green onion. And this tofuti sour cream is optional, and it will go on as an afterthought after everything is baked. Now, let's go ahead and get started. First, I am going to put a little of the enchilada sauce into the pan, wetting the pan. And you just spread it around evenly. You can pour it in there too. If you want your enchiladas to be really moist and not dry from being in the oven, then you want to add extra sauce. About this much is good, right here. Now, I'm going to take a little of my refried beans and I'm going to spread it around. Since this is a casserole, this is why I'm doing it like this. You can also do it in enchiladas if you don't want to do casserole style. I just think casseroles go good during the Shabbat because you have to have food for the night and also all throughout the day because it's a 24-hour period. Also, let me know that in our home we do not light fire on Shabbat, so that's why I always try to prepare as much food as I can so we don't have to touch the stove because we have a gas stove. Now I'm going to take these beans, I'm going to try to spread them as evenly as possible. Hope I didn't hurt your ears. Get them in every corner. 1 more scoop. Okay, I'm going to set this here. Now I'm going to take a corn tortilla and I'm going to redo what I just did. I'm going to add a little beans. You can also put a cheese sauce in here too. Like I say, follow your heart. It's vegan, so you can just melt it and put it on the inside once you spread your beans. And now, let me turn the fire off. This is my taco seasoning, or my taco meat, which is Boca crumbles, vegetarian, soy. You're going to take some of your taco seasoning. It's already seasoned with the seasoning blend and the taco sauce. About this much. That's going to be a fat one. And you are going to fold it over. Just making sure I didn't miss anything, like that. And you're going to turn it this way. It's going to face down this way. And then you're going to repeat the process. flatten the enchilada out with the beans. Do not be afraid to spread the beans. Just take some vino or something afterwards, after you eat. But you are going to enjoy yourself with this meal. By the way, I do my own refried beans, or you can get them in a can that are vegetarian, because most refried beans and pinto beans have pork in them, and you want to avoid that. Also, sometimes, a lot of times, they have lard, so you need to look out for that at Mexican restaurants, because they use lard, which is hog fat and different animal fats. Also, check out my video, Hidden Pork, and you will get a lot of information on different pork products that they are putting in everyday foods that you would never think. Even peanuts, roasted peanuts, have MSG and a pork derivative in them. So just look out for that. Looks like I'm about to use all the beans. Okay, I think that's enough sauce. I drowned the enchiladas enough to make it a casserole. So we are going to go on from there. Now I'm going to take just a little of the cheese, not a lot, and I'm going to spread it on top. Once the casserole has baked long enough, I'm going to add an extra layer. You don't want to burn the top, so just a little bit. You just want to get that cheesy layer going. The rest of this cheese is going to go on after the next 20 minutes from now. Alright, and we're good to go. Time to bake. Be careful, don't burn yourself. Now, it's time to deal with the Mexican lemonade. Now this has a really crisp, cool taste to it. I know it's the fall and you may like spicier drinks and things like that, but this is excellent no matter what time of year, especially if you're doing Tex-Mex food. Get these beans out of the way. Now, I usually mix in a pitcher like this. You may want to look for a BPA-free pitcher also. This is not. This is just a little dollar store pitcher. So I take my lemon juice. I take my orange juice and add. Now I like to show off during dinner time. I like to put the final result in a little carafe like this. Now I'm going to take about, can't find my 1/2 cup scooper. I'm going to take about 1/2 cup of this lime juice, and I'm going to pour it in because that's going to give it its Mexican kind of vibe or taste, whatever you call it. And then I'm going to take my mint and I'm going to break it up. Also, if you get fresh mint, keep it in water because it will go bad really quick. So you take your mint, you break it up. It has a nice, cool, minty flavor, and it really comes out, especially if you let it sit a long time. And it looks so pretty in the glass, too. It reminds me of a Brazilian alcoholic drink called caipirinha. Don't want to put the ugly pieces in there, so. And you don't have to use all of it, too. You can preserve it for later. Just stick it back in the glass, or whatever you put it in. Okay, now I have my agave nectar. It's better than honey, and it has a low glycemic context. I'm going to take half of this, and I'm going to pour it in. Okay. You don't have to do it as sweet as I did it either. Also, if you want to, matter of fact, this is low fat. Let me remind you of that. So if you don't want to use sugar, This is Truvia. It has no calories. It's kind of like stevia, but it's kind of a spin-off to it. It's kind of industrialized. So if you want to really go low fat, you can try Truvia. And a little goes a long way. You will only need about 12 to 14 packs to sweeten. And they kind of look like this. So you can carry some with you when you're going out to eat and you want some iced tea. Because I hear Splenda and Aspartame and all of those different things like NutraSweet are not as good for you. Now I'm going to stir this around really good. And this is my deionized water that I get from Whole Foods. It's supposed to be healthier. I don't like to use tap water for lemonade or tea. It's filthy. And you fill it up. Time for refill. Also, these particular bottles are BPA free, which means the plastic won't give you cancer. Making a mess. Taste it and see if it's to my liking. A little more agave, or a lot of agave, because I put a lot of lime juice. I take that back. Use about 1/4 cup of lime juice. The lime juice is really strong unless you really like lime. And I'm going to add a little more mint because I like extra flavor. I use the whole bottle. So the more lime juice you use, the more agave you'll use. Extra mint for extra flavor. Now, like I say, if you let the mint sit overnight in the Mexican lemonade, it's gonna taste even better. You're gonna taste that mint in it really strong, and it's good for the breath too. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to sit this in the refrigerator. As you may know or may not know, this is Thursday night. This is the night that I prepare for Shabbat. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and by tomorrow night, this lemonade is going to taste even better with its minty flavor. But you can drink it immediately. Now, let's just say I pull this out of the refrigerator and I want to show off. Okay, I will present it just like this, and this is exactly what it will look like. The mint is going to rise to the top. Alrighty then, so we will be back shortly for the conclusion and presentation of the enchiladas. So take a chill pill.